but you can see in the left upper corner that nebulae are starting to come out. You can see all that stuff that we would never be able to see here due to our light pollution. You can tell it's all the way down there. The sun isn't all the way down yet, but you can see that even like that, you can see a lot more. So, okay. 63% of the world population, 99% of the population of the European Union and in the United States live in areas where the night sky is brighter than it needs to be by what the International Astronomical Union says it should be, and light pollution is growing from that at rates of 5 to 10% annually. Light pollution is leading to declines and secondary effects on other species due to the interdependence of plants and animals. It affects all wildlife. It affects daytime and nocturnal species, disrupting psychological rhythms. It disrupts behavior patterns like feeding, predator avoidance, courtship, and migration. It disrupts reproduction and animal ecosystems. In one city in Switzerland, 1 million insects die per night just from street lights. So what's so bad about that? No one likes bugs anyway, right? Well, insects are primary food source for many predators like bats, birds, lizards, and frogs, and altering the balances compromises the food chain. And then we lose more animals. And 100 million birds die annually through collisions with brightly lit buildings, and light pollution disrupts their migratory patterns. The next picture is kind of graphic, but yeah. Sea turtle hatchlings head towards the brighter lights because their natural instinct is to head towards the moon because it's the brightest. And so therefore they go towards the urban cities near beaches, and they get hit by cars, which is what you see here. And the little picture is how cute a baby sea turtle would be if it wasn't going toward a city. And it also causes appetite problems and amphibians and reptiles. Flora can't adjust to seasonal variations, and without pollination from the insects, plants can't grow. So that's another way that light pollution affects. So yeah, we all know that it affects animals, but you're like, how does that affect me? Maybe you hate animals, I don't know. So 20% of Europe and 40% of the United States cannot adjust to the true darkness of the night sky. And some people can't even tell the difference between a star and a plane anymore because there's so much light pollution in their area. Light pollution keeps people awake, and this throws off the production of melatonin, which controls estrogen levels slightly. And with this decrease in melatonin, women are more likely to get breast cancer. It also disrupts the circadian rhythms, which times themselves with the light, as you can see in this diagram. And that can be linked to your brainwave patterns, hormone production, cell regulation, cognitive and motor skills, and biological activities, because the circadian clock controls 10 to 15% of your genes. Disruption is also linked with depression and other mood disorders, cardiovascular disease, cancer, prostate cancer, early onset diabetes, and shift work disorders. So now that you know this, it's really devastating to know that less than 1 in 10 children will ever experience a dark sky, and they will all have to experience the effects of light pollution on their body. Light pollution also has emissions like any other pollution that harm the environment. Light pollution generates 6.6 million tons of CO2 yearly, and eliminating it would be the equivalent of removing 9.5 million cars from the road. We are using hundreds of millions of barrels of oil, coal, and hydroelectric energy on unnecessary lighting. And we're also worsening our water quality because algae grows in more light, and so that disrupts the quality of the water, causing water pollution. So who is attacking this problem? The major non-for-profit is International Dark Sky Association, and it's the world's largest official program fighting against light pollution. They were founded by Tim Hunter and David L. In their 24 years, they've grown to be the most influential nonprofit in the world. And their main goals are directing the light where you want it to go, but they have 4 other major goals, which are exposing, awareness, education, and solutions. They promote LED lighting and shielded lighting to keep light directed towards the ground and not heading up to the sky. They have places called International Dark Sky Places that they have deemed light pollution free, or where a community is working to end local light pollution. And these places include parks, reserves, and many of the residents of these island communities and places have become amateur astronomers because of their realization of how beautiful the night can be. They also conduct research. They have the National Park Service Night Sky Team, which documents the effects of light pollution, and the Glare Measurement Program, who's designing an easy field-verified way of quantifying glare. That means that you could just walk outside and look at your lighting and see how much glare your area has.